Well, good evening, everyone. Tammy, want to confirm your sound is working? I know, PJ, we confirm your sound is all good. Tammy, okay,
yeah,
perfect.
You hear me well? Perfect.
Yeah. I know we just reconnected all the devices back here in Canada, so I want to make sure everything is working well. Folks, this call is a really, really important call, and Tammy and I are very, very, very excited to introduce Pierre Gallant in just a minute here. I want to give you a bit of a kind of an overview of the reasoning behind this particular training. As you know, many of us went to Merida, Mexico, and we started doing some ad campaigns, Facebook Messenger ad campaigns, and so forth. And it's really interesting, but everybody started getting leads. From that point on, it's up to the person to handle the lead as they see fit. But Pierre Jean actually started doing some polls, some videos, and he started boosting those videos. And it's really interesting the amount of attraction he was getting. And we started discussing, say, you know what, why don't we start sharing this knowledge with the team? Because the team can really take advantage of that. Now, it has to be also explained in a way that someone who's never really placed an ad in our lives can actually go through a process of the ABC on getting themselves established. For this reason, we've created this, Pierre has created this training, and it's in two parts. And part one will be more on the Facebook page, and we'll let Pierre expand all of that. I know he has a presentation he's going to share with all of you here. So, and keep in mind that these calls are recorded. Okay, so if you happen to be on Facebook Live here, first of all, welcome. Always a pleasure to have you with us here. Just want to confirm I can see all of you. Want to make sure. Yeah, everything is here. Good, excellent. Okay, I know that some of you are starting to show up. So thank you for coming in, and we always appreciate your feedback and comments. It really helps us give us a sense of direction on what we do and what we present. Now, back to the call this evening. It is part one on creating your connection through Facebook. Okay, so Pierre, I'm going to let you kind of share a little bit of your background. And I know you're an entrepreneur. I know you do some really great things, you and Erica. And we want to thank you, Tammy and I. I'm going to let Tammy a chance here to share a few words before we pass it over to you. But on my behalf, I want to thank you for taking the time for doing this, because I know you're doing this out of your own time. And this is for the benefit of the entire team and everybody else who are going to be listening to this recorded later on. So back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, just going back to Merida, that's when we really got to know Pierre. And he's a funny guy. When you meet him in person, you are going to be laughing all the time. He's just an amazing guy.
I'm not funny online.
You're not funny online. Okay, well, when you meet him in person, my goodness. But what really impressed me the most is he's very strategic. The whole process of us being together, he was writing his plan. He was creating spreadsheets. I mean, you're going to learn all of this. So I think I know he's a great addition to the team. And I know Erica and PJ, they work together all the time, just like Chris and I. So they're going to rock it no matter what markets they build. So I'm excited to see tonight's session. Yeah.
So Pierre, we'll take this over to you. And so you have control if you want to share your screen. So please go ahead.
All right. So a bit of background. I think it's important to note that a lot of the, so as Chris said, I'm an entrepreneur. I've had my own business consulting firm since 2015. And before that, I was in the financial service industry. I've done pretty much everything there is to do in a bank, as well as, so I started off, as a teller, and worked my way up to an executive position in compliance and internal audit. So a lot of what my background in the banking industry has helped me in what I'm presenting today. Not that I knew a lot of the details. I mean, when I was working with different businesses, they didn't have internet at that time. But anyway, what helped a lot was looking at small businesses and being a credit manager at that time, commercial credit manager, and looking at their plans, etc. So, and then we moved to Ontario, from Montreal to Ontario, where I was introduced to the credit union sector. which each of these little credit unions are mainly businesses. There's some very small ones, there's some very, so I started I started with my own firm, and then basically helping them out in doing digital marketing and doing some different aspects. And that pretty much came about around just a little bit before the pandemic, and a way to reach out and kind of make our business work during this unprecedented time was to work with Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, etc. So we really had to develop strategies, and we even at that time developed some courses. Erica developed some courses to do this type of marketing to help credit unions in Canada. So that's a little bit of background. Now, we do consulting for different types of businesses, not only financial service industry. So we see all sorts of things, but basically the foundation of things are basically the same. So we're just going to go through like a 10-minute presentation. And then what I'll do is we'll go into the Facebook platform, and we'll open up sort of like a fake account, to a fake page, so that you can go through it afterwards. And as Chris and Tammy mentioned, it's recorded, so you can go through that. So I'm just going to share my screen now. Let me know if you see what's going on.
Yes, all is well.
Okay. Okay, so creating connections via Facebook. And why would we want to do this? So the why. So I opened a Facebook page, and that's important to note. When you open a Facebook page, you don't normally have any followers or any type of likes or anything. So it's starting really from zero. So I opened the account while I was in Merida. As you can see, it says from the 6th of April, but that's because that's a 60-day overview. So I opened it once in Merida, probably around the 26th of April here. And we've gotten through, series of different publicities that we posted, 138,000 views since the beginning, late April. So about 30, let's say 35 days. That's phenomenal in the sense that you would have to pay a lot of money to get that type of publicity, either by radio, television, or static commercials like on buses or bus stops, etc. So Facebook application is like really incredible. Reason why I'm this is really where we want to get to as a team, is like get the most exposure possible. So it's incredible today that in Facebook, all this is free. I mean, you have to pay for some ads, but it's really like 10, 20 bucks. It's not a big deal, but it even has a location where specific ads are being viewed, most likely. So when we were in Merida, I was focusing on the Yucatan province, and these are the other ones that were also viewed, because I also posted a couple of weeks ago in Mexico City. So like Distrito Especial, but it wasn't a focus. It was kind of like all over Mexico. So that's kind of the result. So this is really impressive in terms of getting this data, because when I started out, or maybe 10, 15 years ago, you'd have to pay a lot of money to get this data, which is available for free now. It also gives you, who's looking at this. So this is always interesting. The age of the people that are viewing your ads, and also, is it the gender? So is it women most likely or men? And it's pretty much always consistent somehow that it's always around 60% women that view the ads and 43% men. And also you can kind of drill down. So, as we'll be going through this part 1 and part 2, specifically part 2, we'll be discussing targeting your market. And so going forward with, trial and error, where are you going to be looking on focusing? So, 18 to 24 is not really your target market because they're young, they're not thinking of, they're already healthy, they're not thinking of the future that much. But we see like mainly around 35, 44, 45, 54, and 55 and older, they're more concerned about their health. So it's nice that it reached 138,000 people, because you'd have to knock on a lot of doors in order to get that type of coverage. So it says here, I spent $213 on 9 different ads in the last 30 days. The post engagements, this means that either people liked it, loved it, or posted some sort of a comment. So that's 72,000, which is really good. 72,000 or 73,000 people. The link clicks, so whatever I had in the publicity, if I had a link, 3,600, and messages and conversations started. So this is actual, somebody sending you a messenger message, 135. That's a lot of conversations for $213. It's almost nothing. So I calculated just for fun, reaching 138,000 people cost 1/10 of a penny. So that's a pretty good average. These are the different publicities with the different numbers and the different results for each of the publicities that I had posted. So that's 9 ads. So why do you need a page? So I'm just going to get this little guy out of the way. Enable, hide video panel. Hide.
Yeah, we're not seeing anything on our end. So just so you know.
You're not seeing anything?
No. Let me rephrase that. We do see your page, but whatever command or you're trying to get rid of, we're not seeing that.
Oh, you're not seeing the command?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. So you need a page. Why and how to identify? The thing is, before you start, there's a couple of things that you need, and it's very important that you get those criterions before you start, because I've done it in the past. You try to open a page and then you have all these things to fill out, but then you got to do it on the spot, and it takes about, if you do it without preparing, it could take up to an hour. If not, if you've got everything already put on a Word document, you can open it in like 15 minutes. What's going on here? Sorry, my thing is stuck. Oh, here we go. So unless you're an influencer, you need a name that will attract clients and entrepreneurs. So use a name that helps explain your page. What I mean by that is that, if you have a page and it's under PJ Gallant, well, nobody knows PJ Gallant. And when you start doing advertisement, it's really, it could be a barrier because they're seeing publicity from an individual. It's happened to me before because I've done the experience, but it's better if you can create a name. You don't have to incorporate a company or anything. You just, whatever you feel will explain whatever you're trying to attract is basically what you can call your page. So in some of my pages, I've called them Max International, so that I have the ability to attract people because they know the logo. If I start out by myself with a different logo, or my company logos, it's a little bit more challenging to get some traffic going. But again, if you have a lot of friends and contacts on Facebook, you can also do it with your name. I'm not saying that that's a particular thing, but when we're going outside of our own contacts and friends, sometimes it's preferable to have some sort of business name. Draft a few suggestions on what Facebook address you want. We'll get to a part at the end of the Facebook page when we're doing the Facebook page, and it'll say, what do you want the address to be? So the address will direct anybody outside of Facebook to your page. So it's important that it signifies the same thing, because usually it's facebook.com and there's a bunch of numbers and different digits in the address, but you can actually modify it to be the specific name of the page if it's still available. Find a logo or a picture that fits with the name. Photos for profile picture, cover, that's the background, and the service and booking. So those are, make sure that you have enough picture. You can always change them, but to start off before you start opening the page, and we'll go through this, you'll see it. We need a picture, a photo for the profile, the background cover for any services that we're offering. And if we want to book stuff, that's another picture. Identify a category. So there's different industries that you can list on Facebook. I always choose health and medical because I think that resembles mostly our business. But there are other ones. It could be, for healthcare, et cetera. There's like I think you can put up to 20 different ones, but it's better just kind of, filter that to a certain 1 or 3 categories maximum. Prepare a short bio, because it's going to ask you for this. The bio will be, and I'll show you once we get to that part, it will be next to the name, or you can choose a slogan, which is always, it'll capture the eye of the individual. And the next is hours of operation. Like if you want to be open, it's a page, so nobody's actually going to walk in, but you decide if you want to be always open or if you want to work from 9 to 5 during weekdays, or, it's up to you. Just understanding that the more hours that you say that you're closed, the less it's convenient for a potential client. What contact information you want to leave? Do you want to leave an email, a phone number, WhatsApp? I tend to stay away from emails because it's not only your potential clients that will get in touch with you. You can get a lot of spam mail. Phone number is, it's tricky. It's personal to anybody, or you can have a direct link to the WhatsApp. And lastly, do you want an action button? So an action button, we'll go through that, but you can, whenever somebody sees your page, you can ask them to book a meeting with you. And Facebook actually has its own agenda. So you can so anybody can set up an appointment with you online and you can, judge how long you want those meetings, and you can refer to your Zoom page. So before you start again, prepare your photo for services name and description. So this is one of the panels that we'll be seeing. Add the service. So you have to add a photo, the service's name, the description, fixed price. I never put a price, just put it, blank. And this price drop down will go away. The duration of your appointments that you want to have, is it 30 minutes or less or more? So here you can get to see that a little bit better. That's so weird when I put the thing up there. Oh, here we go. No price, as I said, and the duration of the meetings. All right, so I think we're ready to go. How to create a new page from your computer, phone. Phone is pretty much exactly the same. If you're more comfortable with the phone, go ahead and do it on the phone. It's, just the indications where things are will be in another, will be in a different list, but it's the same principle. So you log into Facebook. So this is just the instructions to get to start opening a page, where we'll do in a few seconds. Log into Facebook. On the left side, we click pages, and below your page and profiles, click create new page, and enter the page name and category, and click create page. So let's go and do that. And you follow all the instructions. So that's it for this presentation. Okay, can everybody see this page here?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, so this is my Facebook, this is my personal Facebook page. You always start off with your personal Facebook page. As you see here, there's a little flag, a little orange flag. So you click on this here. And then here's a list of all my different pages for my businesses, etc. If you don't have a page, then you won't see these lists. You just want to create a page. So this is why I'm telling you in the presentation, why I told you to prepare for this, because here now we have to decide what are we going to call the page. So I'll just call it buy from me now. Okay, category required here. Once you punch in, you type in whatever, it will here. This is the one that I'm looking for, medical and health. You can choose another. Here, my bio. So and then once we hit this, you see buy from me now. This is the name of the company, and I'm a really great guy. That's my slogan or my bio. So here you can put what you want, but I think a slogan is always more beneficial. Then you just click on create page. Okay, if you have a website, you can put it here. I have a website, but we'll just put, you don't have to, you don't put a website if you don't have to, but obviously it's helpful for the business. You can put your phone number here if you want, your email address, If you want, again, tend to stay away from it. I wouldn't put location either because there is no location and I don't want anybody to drop by. I'm not very friendly when people come at all hours of the morning. And so here I would say, you're kind of always open, or you decide no hours available. So you just don't show that panel. But let's say that we're always open. And people will get back to you. They can send you a message through Messenger, or you're open at selected hours. So if you're busy at work, you don't want people to bother you. I would strongly suggest, if you don't want to be bothered during the weekend, that you can put that. But, normally I will go for no hours available. So that way nobody's questioning. They're not expecting anything from you, and you're not expecting to get back to them, or you can get back to them whenever you want. There is a sort of a how can I say, something that calculates the time period that you usually get back to customers. Because when you do, if you open up on Messenger and you're messaging back and forth, if you take 3 days to message someone, the client will actually see that, well, usually Buy From Me responds in 3 days. So it's always best to do it within a couple of hours. And then, if you can, great. If not, if you get back 1 day after, that's no problem either. But when you get back within a few hours, it will say, Buy From Me responds within a few hours. That's what people, basically want. So here I'm going to add a profile picture. Let's see here. Okay, my friend Sylvie. Okay, and I'm going to add a cover picture. Okay, my friend Lucy. Don't worry, I'm going to delete this after. So here is where you can add an action button. So here, I suggest that we add something. So I like to have a book now, so that people will get back to me. They can go to the page, they can book an appointment. That's as long as you can book an appointment with somebody. So if they have the availability and the possibility to do that. Otherwise, you can get people to contact you, send messages through WhatsApp, call now, they have your phone number, send an email now. It's really like, it's a no-brainer. This is really such an easy way to develop relationships and contacts with individuals and potential buyers or potential associates. I like the option to book now, but again, you can choose whatever you please. This guy here. So as I mentioned, usually I use Calendly, which is it's an agenda. It books my appointments, but Facebook has their own scheduling tool, which is free. So here that you can say what your services are, edit the availability, choose when to offer your appointments. This is like amazing. So you can say, well, I'm available from this date to this date. From these hours, like let's say from 5 to 8 p.m. I'm available, and then people can book when you're available. So here's where you let people know what your service is. So that's what I was showing you in the presentation. That's why you need another photo. So let's say that the service is okay. This would be another picture, the service name. We buy used sneakers. Okay. And then the description, the price, as I mentioned, I never put a price here, no price. And then the fixed duration of your appointments, it could be 30 minutes, approximate duration, 30 minutes and up, or it varies. So usually I would put like 30 minutes or maybe even like 15 minutes. So that way people don't get discouraged that they have to talk to me for more than 15 minutes, but they always will. And then we save this so that it will be available once the page is finalized. Okay, so all we got to do now is click next and follow the instructions. So here would be asking me my WhatsApp number. I'm going to skip that. So here I get to invite friends. This is a very interesting and important type of sorry, just getting these messages. This is kind of like, this is a freebie. So instead of going through a whole list of people that you want to invite, so I can actually go and just click, let's see, click Erica. I have to go down alphabetically. So I can choose how many people I want. Again, here it's important not to invite everybody, just the people that are relevant, because some people may not, appreciate that you're sending them publicity. You have to speak to them before. But as many friends as you have or contacts, that's how many you could invite, essentially. There's different things. Okay, well, do you want to, what type of notifications do you want? Do you want notifications via pings in your phone or in your computer with Facebook, or do you prefer to get emails about your page, etc.? So we're pretty much almost done. So here it will tell you, okay, you can take it, you welcome to your new page. So we're done with the essential stuff. We can take a tour, but we won't do this right now. I just want to show you here that it would be necessary to kind of fill out these different things about you. So I like to fill these out so that people know who I am. So I would fill out, about my other work, university degree, high school, whatever, some education, whatever you think is appropriate, so that people will have some sort of confidence in who you are and kind of know who you are. Places lived, that is not important. The rest of the stuff is up to you to write it or not, but just contact basic info. That's basically what you've already gone through this. You can add different languages, add services. You can always change whatever you've already entered is always available for edits. But yeah, some of these are kind of essential in the sense that to create some sort of credibility. Mentions would appear if people are tagging your page or mentioning your page. So you go, once you start doing publicities, you start doing, getting some traction. Yeah, some people will start mentioning your page at Buy From Me Now, and then you'll see who's doing this and where those items are situated on Facebook. Reviews, once you've performed different services, people can write reviews on your page. You can always, you allow certain things. You can see the reviews before they are posted. There's different filters you can use. You can have reviews automatically posted before you see them. I prefer to always see them because you never know. Sometimes it could be fraudulent things, but essentially everybody's kind of honest, but You don't want to get bad reviews if the bad review didn't happen. The different services. So this, I put in one, we buy used sneakers. So if I had put different products, you could put like Max One, Celgevity, and you could put the little picture, and then you can book appointments based on each of your services. So it's kind of like an agenda, automated agenda. It's really user friendly. Followers, then once you start getting likes, once people start following, you'll see, how many people are following you. And then finally, different things, what you posted, questions, check-ins, etc. These are other things that are a little bit less relevant for what we want to do, but certainly could come in the loop in the future, like posting videos. I post a lot of videos or photos. There's the questions and answers, different various things. So here's one thing that I always kind of have difficulty with, but I'll try to find it. It's where you name the page. So here we go. So this is a very important part of finding the page for potential clients and customers outside of Facebook. So here, as you see, your page name is www.facebook.com/settings tab =profile. And if I were to send the link, you would have a whole bunch of numbers there, which is really confusing. So you'd rather have something that reflects the name Buy From Me Now. I could use Buy From Me Now. Let's see if they have it available. You see when I put here buy, okay, I'm spelling it wrong. Buy from the usernames is not available. So I'm just going to continue. Me, it's not available. Now it's available. So Buy From Me Now, exactly the same thing that I have up here, which is the name of my company, is available. So I'm going to save it. So now people can just use the name of the company and put Facebook, and they'll land on my page, which is like, so it's incredible. You can always change this. I think if I try to change, it's going to tell me, if you change your name on Facebook, you won't be able to change it again for 60 days. So, you got to make sure that when you open the page, that you got the right name, because that could be really annoying. You wait 60 days, or you'd have to open a new page. And that is pretty much what it will look like. So here you're going to start, you can start posting the videos, posting just, whatever your publicity. We're open here. And then I could choose a picture or a video. And I'll take this one here. And I just post it, and then we'll learn next week what we can do and how we can make publicities and Facebook ads. So I'll just show you a little bit my own pages so that it gives you an idea. So when I want to go back to my original, my different pages, the basic one is always your main personal Facebook page. And then you have different profiles. So I have different profiles for different businesses. our real estate business, my company. So here I've opened different Max International sites with Spanish, English, French, and this is the one that I opened in Merida. And it's been quite successful. This is the one that got the most traction in terms of publicity. See, I already have 61 followers, which is whenever I'm posting something, people will whatever I post here. So I post, let's say, the different publicities or presentations that I'm going to be doing. So I don't have to contact these people. They'll see it automatically, or they'll get a pop-up saying that Max International Spanish has posted something. So they choose to click on it or not. And so that's basically it. It's really simple. And if you have any questions right now, it'd be a pleasure for me to answer them.
So let's open the line here. In fact, PJ, that was absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. Great details. And I hope folks, your intent to follow through with that, because we're moving into an era that the future is now. And to have a physical presence, or let me rephrase that, a digital presence online is very, very important. Here's an example for you. This call is recorded, so it'll be posted. And I suggest that you go back and listen to the steps, because he's going through literally the ABCs from A to actually the whole alphabet. And you just need to kind of go through and post your stuff. And what's really neat is you can actually go back and edit all of these. Just keep in mind about the name that you choose at the end. Like I know in my case for the Active Team Group Facebook page, I created Facebook group, Active Team Group. In fact, the reason why the group was added is because Active Team was not available. That's the only reason why I have the word group there. So anyway, long story short is I really highly suggest that you do your homework, that you do and do that. It's entirely up to you. We're giving you the tools. If you don't do your homework, then it's up to you, but you do have it. And you're going to need that for next week. So if you want to learn how to place an ad campaign, this stuff is what people spend money for, and a lot of money to learn this. So you have it here, being part of this team with Max International and Active Team Group. Do your homework, do your page, and don't be afraid of clicking buttons. We can always edit things, delete things, redo things. Everything is, can be adjusted. So if there's any feedback or comments or questions, please feel free to post them. And I know it's pretty straightforward, knowing that the call's recorded, you can just go back and go through it. But Pierre, that was fantastic. I really, really, really appreciate you. I appreciate what you've done here. And it was about the entire time, there's about 5 or 6 people on Facebook Live that was actually listening to this. And what I found about Facebook Live, I mean, it's actually on my page. So people on the Active Team Group page get notification and, oh, there's a Facebook Live taking place. And many people are going to go and listen to this after. It's amazing where we might have had, I don't know, 13, 14 people in a group here listening in, but the page has been viewed 500 times, right? So this is the reason why recording and Facebook Live is so important. Having your own page is so important. Many of you are doing presentations right now. So if you start your own page and you do your presentation, you share it on your presentation page. All the people that are part of your ecosystem are on your page. They will be notified when you're doing a presentation. So even though nobody's in your room, there might be actually 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 12 more people that will be listening to your presentation after the fact. That's why we're sharing here is absolutely critical. Next week, Pierre-Jean is going to go through, okay, now that you have this post there, how do you get people attracted to it? Through boosting it through Facebook ad and so forth. And Pierre, if you want to maybe take about 2 minutes, 3 minutes to kind of give people a little bit of an overview as a trailer as to what to expect next week.
Yeah, so I think it's really about how to target the market. So what's unbelievable about Facebook and how we can do business today is that, and I was doing it a little bit last week or the week before when we're going to do a French presentation, Erica and I. So, I put the province of Quebec, I put New Brunswick, and then I said, okay, well, I'm going to put Cameroon, and I'm going to put and I'm in Toronto, in Burlington, and I got so much traction from people from Cameroon, and everybody wanted to come. But then when I said, look, it's going to be at 1 o'clock in the morning for you guys. So they're like, oh, okay. I said, but you know what? We're going to set something up because, it's really, it's incredible. Like, I mean, in what planet do we live in that we can like attract people from Africa, from West Africa, like just like that? It's just unbelievable. And it doesn't cost, I mean, okay, maybe it cost me I don't know, $20 for the publicity, but there's no way that we could have done. I don't think, like, I used to do a lot of publicity with Facebook prior to the pandemic. It was new, but now I think people are really used to it, and they're kind of, different. It depends obviously on different countries, but you do get a lot of traction. People see that on their phone. They're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm interested. Whereas nobody watches really TV anymore. You listen to radio, or you listen to your tunes in the car, but that old type of publicity is going away. They're showing publicities in the movie theater, or because publicity is not what it used to be. I mean, if you look, I did the experiment a couple of years ago, just looking at people at bus stops. And I remember when I was in Montreal, I used to wait for the bus, and I used to look at publicities in the next to the bus stop, and I would read the publicities, and I'd be really happy when they would change. But you pass by a bus stop today, and even though there's a publicity on the bench, everybody's looking at the phone, everybody. So there's no more traction on buses. They used to be on the side of the buses. When you're driving on the highway, nobody's paying attention to that type of publicity. So it really upsets me when I do consulting work and I see people wasting money on this type of publicity, when you can get, and they pay a lot of money for that, whereas it's free on your phone. It's like basically free.
I remember when I used to have my karate dojo, and all 4 schools, we were paying $20,000 a month. Guys, this is decades ago. $20,000 a month for these banners on the side of the bus to be able to get those leads to sign up as for lessons when I used to have my dojo. And that's probably, God, I mean, 30 years ago. I could just imagine now. And the reality is, the impact is not even. To give you an example, right now, there's a lot of political agenda when it comes with the big publicity companies that are associated with government agendas. And some things like it's a huge thing going on in Europe right now. Like, that should be all over CNN, but it's not being delivered. Why? Because of the politics. But I was watching it, and I know exactly what's going on around the world in about 15 minutes through Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and whatever else I might have come across. I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. It's a waste of time. I'm not interested to watch what they want me to see. I'm interested to watch what I need to see based on what I'm interested in. So, see, this is exactly, Pierre-Jean shares something that is absolutely my behavior. And Tammy, remember I forgot where we were. I think we were in Florida. We're doing something, and we were somewhere. Everybody's heads were down to their phones. I forgot where we were. We were walking, and everybody's down to their phones, and they don't see anything around them. So this is, again, is to add to your point, Pierre-Jean. So in closing, I'm not sure, Tammy, if you want to add anything else to what was shared here this evening, or your thoughts. But from my point of view, in closing here, This is liquid gold, what you've learned here today. Create your own page. Many of you here today are presenting your presentation. Whatever you choose to present, you want to share that on your page. And it doesn't matter if nobody shows up to your presentation, because if you do a good job in promoting your ecosystem, starting from your Facebook page, people will see, they'll get notified, and you'll have more people on Facebook Live that you'll have people coming in here just because whatever. Okay, so this is something important. And for next week, we're going to show you how you can boost the views and attention to your environment when it comes to your Max business or your Facebook page. So Tammy, I'm going to turn this over to you. And Pierre, before Tammy, I pass it on. Pierre, do you have anything else that you want to finish with or add as we leave?
No, I think you're right. And also the other thing is that it doesn't necessarily mean that people will get to your page, but the fact that you're doing a publicity, like in my case, I have, people that probably a lot of people did go to the page, but the actual 138,000 people that got something from me. And if I continue to bother these people, or not bother, but after a while they'll be, okay, what is this guy? Like, what is this? What is it? Because I keep on getting it. So eventually you'll get that interest, you'll get that traction. So that's the important way to look at it. Even if it's only a couple of hundred, it's more than nothing, right? If it's 50 people that see the publicity, it's 50 more that wouldn't have if you wouldn't have put it into a Facebook page and put it as an ad.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pierre. I really appreciate you. Tammy, you want to share a few thoughts?
Yeah, thanks so much for this. It was very clear. And like Chris said, it's recorded. So you just go back and you just press a button, stop, start, and follow the process. It's such a minimal investment. And always remember, we're all entrepreneurs. Tax deductions, we need them. We want to invest in tax deductions that are going to give us some returns. And there's going to be a lot of connections. And our job as networkers is to build relationships with people. And as you were talking about subjects, things to write down, first thing I'm thinking of now all the time is ChatGPT, AI. You want to find a creative name. You want to find some creativity. Just ask questions on ChatGPT for a great slogan that has to do with health at the age of whatever you want to put in around a target market idea, and start seeing what's going to pop up. You may have to add a couple extra questions based on what they're putting out there to get clarity. But I mean, Chris and I, we use ChatGPT all the time now. And we're always asking for creative ways to put a subject line for whatever it is that we want to talk about. And we're like, wow, this is really cool. So you want to capture people's attention. Mm-hmm. And so there's just so much here that I think that we all can learn from and leverage. And the more people that are doing this, the more successful you're going to become. And I recommend to throw something out on 357. I'd love to see, if not all, at least 3 of the people in this platform going to Norway together, celebrating because you won the competition. But do something on 357 and just throw it out there. And yeah, there's just so much we can do. And just one last thing, I'm sure that you have associates that need to hear this session, that will be blown away on a way that they can start networking. And I think a lot of people who come into our profession, they run out of people to talk to. So they think this stuff is not working anymore. And you start getting leads, you get really excited to have new connections. So I think that if every one of us got back to everybody that we're talking about and tell them what's going on right now with the 357 promotion, this training session, and they don't want to miss part 2, we can triple this session on part 2 or more.
Absolutely.
Or more.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Tammy. Thank you so much, Pierre-Jean Gallant. And we had a wonderful, wonderful time this evening. Thank you so much for all the work that you put together. And really want to appreciate Erica to have introduced you to us. So, so this is wonderful. I mean,
Yeah, and
Erica.
I met Erica on Facebook. So
Exactly.
so
There you
interesting how that
go.
worked
Yeah.
out.
And here's another thing. Here's another thing when it comes to Facebook page. You know, I do a lot of presentation on Facebook page and it's always there. This training is there here tonight. So here's what happened. Someone in the United States contacted me last night as we were going to bed, as we were celebrating Tammy's 60th birthday. She looks fantastic for 60th. Hi, guy. Would you tell me? Would you agree, everybody? She looks fantastic.
Absolutely.
Huh?
I am so tired after 3 days.
We were partying all
Oh my
weekend with the
gosh.
kids and the
You
family.
can't party like that and stay up late like that.
And here's my
for 3
mom that
days in
stays
a
up
row.
like forever, which, oh, mom, you got to go to bed. But anyway, so the fact here is this person says, listen, I'd like to re-sign up with Max. I came in, I think it was like 12, 13 years.
2008. Yeah,
2008. I mean, way back when we were doing fly-ins.
Mhm.
And here he is, and he was basically got a package, and he's ordering 3 products every single month. Just did it this early evening. So this is my point: is you see, there's trails that you leave on your Facebook page that people will catch on. And he was saying, "Yeah, I've been following you, and we're talking years and years and years ago here." But this is my point. So I hope that you guys will take action on that. We really love you. We want to help you. But we can't move for you. So you have to make the move. You have to do the activities. You have to try and fail. And failing is a step closer to success unless you stop trying. So remember that. So everybody have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you so much, Pierre, again. And we will see you next week for part 2 of this wonderful training.
All right. Take care, guys. Thanks a lot for coming.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Yeah.
We'll see
Bye,
some of
everyone.
you in the other platform.
Yes.